Hello and welcome to the next episode of our Resistance playthrough here. Now we are going to continue on our Earth play here. Last episode we talked a bit about science, and now we are going to continue here doing things on Earth, expand our Mars lead here, expand mining and so on. If I remember correctly, we have to still drop down the outpost mining facility here, so that's going to be the next objective here. But for that, we do need to wait until we have at least 18.5 metal again. So roughly a month of waiting. And then we can send it out. And also our space dock has finished. So we can theoretically look into designing a ship. So we have the ship designer now available. But I'm going to wait until we have the Artemis torpedoes available. And then we can talk about ship designs here. And what we maybe want to aim for. I'm also contemplating if I maybe want to go up to the next class of ship vessels here, the patrol vessels, which are, for example, a monitor or a frigate. I'm not 100% sure. I need to think about it, but that's something I'm going to do in a second. And now, there are some moves that I want to do now. One is I'm going to release Puerto Rico here. So the San Juan, which is a colony region of the US colony currently, because it's not a state. This will get rid of the statehood, the colony status, because it gets independence. That's something I want to do. This should help us a tiny bit with our cohesion problem here. And also maybe even reduce the inequality a bit, because this region is relatively poor. We are going to reintegrate them later, but not right now. I think it's better to just kick them out. And what I'm also going to do is get rid of 2 of our armies here, because they eat into our investment budget quite heavily. So each army costs us 0.5 investment point and 0.5 investment points if it has a navy. And all armies do have a navy here, so they can go overseas. We have the strongest navy and army on the planet, but we don't need it right now. We can still rebuild it later if we want to. But for now, we would get 4 investment points. No, 2 investment points from this. And I think that's worth it right now. So that's why I want to remove 2 armies here. Which means I have to make 3 national policies here. And so let's get through this, and that's how you do it. So let's just showcase that and see what kind of influence this will have. A hurricane. Oh, that's terrible. Yeah, that's bad. We got a bit of damage here. So, anything we have to keep an eye on? I'm just going to finish in a second, so we can, in that time frame, boost up national research oversight here.
We're winning their hearts and minds.
We are not in a rush currently with many things. There we go. So we are granting independence to Puerto Rico. Let's keep an eye on this. We have 4.123 and 0.95 roughly. And we went up to 0.967, so barely a bit of cohesion we got. But we got 0.15 roughly on loss of inequality, which is significant here. And so they got now independence. We have to set them up here. We can just make mission control here as well, because they get the space program from the US, so they inherit the technology more or less, and therefore we can make 1 mission control here. And later we are going to reintegrate them into the US when we feel it's time for that. So for example, what we can do here is we can federate them with the US later on again, and then unify them this way, because we do have claims on that region. So we can do this peacefully at a later point. And now we're going to... Oh, alien operation finished. I didn't see that. Unhelpfully, domestic law enforcement tend to close investigation once apparent abductees return, and thus it has fallen to our local operatives to follow up on the many rumors of erratic and aberrant behavior among the reappeared. Concerningly, the investigation and interviews strongly corroborate these reports and indeed suggest that the true purpose of alien abduction is something other than mere research and experimentation. We do have some new understanding on how alien activities and how humans may resist them. So we can now detect all alien operations. So we get the information, you can read about this in the codex. And we get a project from this.
We can only conclude we are at war, Commander, but most of humanity doesn't believe it yet.
The situation is worse than we had feared. All of the countries with high abduction rates are now showing aberrant political trends. We have tracked rapid swings towards pro-alien views in ways that are extremely concentrated by geography, spreading in ways that more closely resemble infectious disease vectors than communication networks. These changes are being accompanied by sharp shifts in policy, with key officials and leaders either being replaced with pro-alien figures or, more disturbingly still, abruptly changing their beliefs and publicly expressing conciliatory views toward the alien presence on our planet. Multiple independent reports have noted sudden and uncharacteristic behavioral changes in these individuals, describing them as aloof, phlegmatic, and disinterested in any issues other than human-alien relations. None of our sources were able to offer any explanation for these changes. In the absence of any real evidence, attempting to explain these developments is difficult. We have found ourselves falling back on theories drawn not from field reports but from science fiction. At present, our best guesses are as follows. The aliens are capable of mind control, perhaps via telepathy or parasite or some form of advanced technology. The aliens are replacing the abductees, either directly using some sophisticated method of disguise or via clones. Whatever the explanation, we must act quickly to attempt to slow the growth of their influence. Earth is engaged in a shadow war, and at present the aliens are winning. Okay, so now we can research finally alien movements so that we can finally track them. And we also go for Defend the Earth project, which is going to be one of our objectives. And we finished Meso Research Oversight as well. And we can set our goals here. So we are going for Defend the Earth because we get 40 control capacity points here. We get a new orc as well. That's totally worth it. And now the big question, do we go for patrol vessels or something else? This would also be nice to get 100 influence here. And get government, and orcs cost 50% less. Yeah, let's take this. Then the orcs are significantly cheaper. And now let's continue. Now maybe let's push Defend the Earth because of the 40 control points, which would allow us to break into Mexico again. Although this will be hard, and we are going to talk about that in a second.
Direction complete.
So disband army. I'm going to disband. Let's do this one here. So the 1st Infantry Division. Bye-bye. And then let's remove. So we have 2 on the east, 2 on the west side. So we remove the 1st Armored Division as well.
Policy direction complete.
1st Armored Division here. There we go. And now our investment points are significantly higher, meaning we can invest more into mission control and everything else based on what we need here. Awesome. And we got new orcs. And now let's talk about what we need to do to get Mexico back. So for Mexico, they are owned by someone else here now. So Exodus and Initiative. And we would need to do, for example, a crackdown here. Currently the chance is 6%. This scales with investigation. And this would make this point relatively weak. So it's not immediately turned to our side here. But they would lose control over it. And then after the crackdown, we can do a purge. The purge is scaling with
Where to?
espionage here. So that's why we want to have 2 of those. One with investigation, one with espionage, and then we can purge it right away. Ideally, you just do that in one mission phase so that it triggers both right after each other, and then you can take over a point here. And as you can see now, our chance here is at least 6% to get the executive, or one of the other here. So that's not bad. It could be better though. And how do we make it better again? Yeah, popular support, for example, because popular support is also in the defense here. And therefore, we want to work on that.
Where do you need me?
That means that we have to send Otis
I will
here
tell our story.
and Kirsten over to doing public campaigns here. We can also use Ian here
Making our case.
and Felicia as well.
Your service.
Maybe we want to use Ian. Yeah, let's get a bit of the unrest
We'll
down
restore
here.
peace to this nation.
And we have to investigate our orcs as well. Actually, someone has to go for the aliens
Where
as
do you
well.
need me?
So
Ready
Ian
to go.
has to go to the aliens first.
We'll recon
Investigate the crash site.
Ready for
And
orders.
then we
Standing by.
use... No, Otis
Your
should...
orders.
Yeah, okay, we will go... We do the unrest missions in the next mission phase. And now the objective is more or less that we keep working on... Ooh. Wait a second. So Kristen can get admin here. And we are definitely going to buy this one. +1 boost, +1 mission control. That's awesome. And we do also have this orc here, which is really good. 6% space mining output bonus. That's extremely rare to get. So we want to get this, which means we are going back to our well-known spoiling of Canada to get some money. And then we buy this one. Nice. We should go through our other counselors again here to see if we can upgrade something, but no, we can't currently. As you maybe noticed, I still didn't do the institutional outreach. That was a mistake here, so we should push this as well and get this one done. It's more important than the other one, than the reduced government cost. That was definitely a mistake. I forgot about this. But now we can keep going here, and we are going to break into Mexico. And let's quickly pick the next global tech,
To be the elephant.
which is going to be augmented reality here, or arrival economics. Augmented learning, combat training, cybernetics. We want both. Let's do economics first, so that we unlock our rival markets and the bootstrap spaceflight programs. Let's see that we win this one. I think I'm going to let Ad Astra be won by someone else, but maybe we can win a rival economics here. And so I have to balance my research a bit so that we make sure we win this. And we also have to make sure that we win Industrial Space, but that is far off. So I'm going to jump forward a bit here until we are ready to start cracking down on Mexico. Okay, I've jumped forward a bit and we are going to finish Defend the Earth here. And now I can go back into researching the other stuff as well. I was boosting this because we need the control point
We
urgently.
move the needle.
Because we were... come on. Someone crack down here. Because we do need the control points to get influence again. So, Defend the Earth. Since its inception, the ultimate intention of our movement has been something of an open question. Yes, we exist to keep Earth safe from the Hydra, but is that enough? After a great deal of soul-searching debate and meticulous projection into how future extraterrestrial incursion might play out, and the dark path our species might walk in consequence, we have found fresh purpose. Our plan is not only to put an end to this invasion, but also to remove humanity from the alien sphere of influence entirely. So we get 40 control points, we get an orc, we can investigate that in a second.
Commander.
And under the alien invasion, our world has fractured. Some parts of humanity have chosen to submit, aiming only to survive. Others have sought to take advantage of the situation to advance their own personal agendas. Others have decided that the only path to victory is either to destroy the aliens or to turn the tables and enslave them in return. A common theme that we hear from all of them is a conviction that the old ways do not work. That to withstand the crisis, humanity must change and become something new. We have chosen to reject this belief. We do not believe, as Humanity First do, that humanity must become violently xenophobic, nor do we agree with the Academy that we should sacrifice our lives to befriend a race of ruthless slavers. We do not think that human society should be remodeled around corporations in the name of profit, nor that it needs to become a theocratic and totalitarian world government. We just want to be left the hell alone and go back to living sane and normal lives in our home countries, without the constant threat of alien invasions or coups and attempts at world conquest. The other factions, the Servant, the Protectorate, the Initiative, may disagree on almost everything, but in one important respect they are all the same. They are all lunatics with delusions of grandeur who think they know better than everybody else. And so this is our decision. Our goal is not to change the world, our goal is to stop the alien invasion and nothing more. Human society will be transformed by this conflict. That is inevitable. But the nature of that transformation is a matter for individual countries to choose for themselves. If we can protect our world and preserve the independence of our species, that is enough. So now we go into finally friends in high places again. And I'm going to push alien movements and arrival economics here. But now let's investigate the orc that we got here. As we can see here also, we do have a lot more available now. And oh, we can buy this one. We got the nice. And the special activity section, well, that's a very spicy one. We get 5 investigation, 5 espionage, 10 command, 3 admin, 3 science, 3 security, and 4 income of ops, 20 science, 2 influence. Wow. So who gets this one? It's either Felicia. I think it's going to be Felicia, because she has the best command options anyway, and we do need to get our espionage higher because we can take this one here and we can get Ian here, the Templine Institute, to get +3 science, investigation, and maybe someone else can buy the UN here. I think we can unassign these orcs here for now. So we can reuse them later when we have the admin for this. So when Ian... No, not Ian, the other one. Let's see, let's finish the mission phase. Meanwhile, I have set up a new Mars base, and I'm going to do that once again now. Because we do have the resources again, and we do have the mission control, so that's all fine. I'm going to send out, I think, let's go for volatiles here. I think 30 is the best one here, but the other stuff isn't great. Let's check it here instead. How about Arabia Terra? Here, we do get a mixture of everything. That sounds juicy. So Arabia Terra. We apply our HEP template here. There we go. Done. And now we can save up resources again. And go back to Earth here. Finish the mission phase. Also, we do have now a bit more mission control or control points here. Okay, they are expanded on Uranus or Neptune. I'm not sure which one. So we can consider taking over Mexico now, if we want to. And we also get new orcs here now. Maybe there is something in there we want. Ooh, yes. 5 admin here. 3 here, but this is very expensive. 1.9k. Don't like that. There's the Geospatial Institute Agency, but that's very expensive. There's a cartel here, which is going to get us money. That might be something worth considering. These two are nice to have, but I think the time for boost is over now. Because we have so much mining on its way now that we don't really need those. We are going to get rid of the other ones as well soon. So like these ones here, when we can afford it. Although the mission control investment rate is of course nice. But yeah. Okay, we want this one here. I don't think we go for Bluestone. That's too expensive for 3 admin. But this one is nice, and then we can use that to boost up our espionage and investigation further. Because what's on the horizon is that we have to visit the aliens and capture them. So that's why we are doing alien movements now, and we are pushing this hard because that's going to be our next objective here. And also friends in high places would be nice to have relatively soonish. I don't think we will do this now though, and I think we don't need to change our spoiling here so that we can get this orc here within the time frame without a problem. Big question is if we maybe want to take the cartel here. I don't think so. The only criminal we have is although it's our espionage person here. Why can't we take it? Because we don't have 20 ops currently. Well, that would be an option. Maybe. I will consider it.
I'm here.
And now what we can do,
Ready for orders.
and I will do it just to
Ready to
showcase
go.
how it works.
I'm here.
We can now crack down here. I've made massive public opinion campaigns here. So we can invest like 4 influence here.
Standing by.
And then we are going to send Felicia directly behind this. We just need to invest like
Gratitude
1 or 2
power.
or nothing even. Because when the crackdown is done, the purge is extremely easy. And now we can watch how it works. Aliens expanding in space. We have to
Offering
check that out
counsel.
in a second as well. What they are doing. But let's observe the crackdown and the purge. Ooh, okay, that was close. We get 50
We've
signs.
moved the
Nice.
needle.
There we
We're
go. The
winning their
crackdown is
hearts
done.
and minds.
Now we have the crackdown symbol
Their
here.
control is vulnerable.
So Exodus lost control there. And the purge will arrive a few days later. And then we have taken it over. And we just lost in Canada a point that we have to retake. Ooh. That was the aliens actually. So the aliens have done a mission here which transferred a control point to either servants or protectorate. Okay, that's nasty, but we do know what we are going to hunt soon. Yeah, we're going to get this in the next episode. So we have to retake Canada here, and we have to also do public campaigns. But as we can see here now, we got this point. And we are going to take the third one as well. And then I'm going to retake Canada as well, for which we need to do public campaigns here. And we can also probably buy this one. Yes, so now I'm going to check out everything here, how I want to do it. And retake everything, and I'm going to wait for alien movements here. Although I think I'm going to make a cut here. I'm just going to finish the work with the orcs here. So then we can do the alien movement in the next episode. So the most important stat for taking out an alien later is going to be espionage here. So we want this orc on Felicia. We also take this one here. And now we have to see if we can squeeze in Amethyst here as well. Yeah, we should be able to before the next orc phase. So we can get this one as well. Shouldn't be a problem. What is the EU doing here? In Canada? That's funny.
Ready for my mission.
So Ian here will just do the same again. So we invest... Oh, we don't have a lot of influence currently.
Going after their people.
So we have to do it
Where do you
without.
need me? Targeting the
And we are
opposition.
going to change our public
Standing
campaigns
by for
towards
orders.
What's the
Canada because the chances are very high that they are defending this
Standing by
control
for
point with
orders.
the defend
We
action
must
here.
persuade the people.
Where do you need me?
And we have so little influence that we currently can't do the advice mission, which
Restoring
is
order.
unfortunate, but this is just one mission phase where we are gonna be lacking here. And with that, let's do this. And here I'm going to make a cut. Yeah, we are going to finish the rest in the next episode here. So leave a like, and next episode we are going to hunt an alien down. Yes, that's going to be our objective, the next one.